Guided Community Assets Mapping. This tool was developed to guide a community in mapping their resources that they dream as essential in their journey to reach their aspirations. The output of the Revisiting a Vision tool will be used here. The expected products are a list of community assets and resources vis-a-vis community vision, acknowledgement of strengths and accomplishments of the community, renewed commitment of community members to achieve their vision. The facilitator could be a trained NO staff or an ADP staff. It is a must that different sectors are well represented, such as CBOs, LGU, registered families, children, and vulnerable groups, to come up with an output that reflects the perspective of the whole community. This tool will need a maximum of 2 hours of facilitation. The vision of the community should be posted to guide the participants. A thread game will be facilitated to come up with a more creative way of identifying their assets that will contribute in achieving the vision. 8 to 10 volunteers will participate in the thread game, while the others will play as observers. Materials needed are a thread ball, an inflated balloon, flip charts, colored pens, masking tapes, colored paper, and scissors. Volunteers will arrange themselves in a form of a circle. The facilitator may let them stand or sit on chairs. Looking back at the community vision, the facilitator will ask the participants to think of available assets that could help in achieving their vision. The facilitator will encourage the participants to mention concrete and specific assets. For every asset mentioned, where each strand will represent an asset, a volunteer will hold a string and randomly pass the thread ball to another person and eventually forming a net. A documenter will write down all the assets identified by participants on a flip chart. At some point, the facilitator will test the net of assets by dropping the balloon on the net. This will check whether their assets are enough to contribute to achieving the vision. The process will be repeated until the participants could no longer think of other assets. Processing of the identified assets. Identified assets will be posted and grouped according to the sustainable development categories. The facilitator should give a brief description regarding them: natural capital, financial capital, physical capital, human capital, and social capital. The facilitator will ask the participants for any asset missed during the game. Then, those will be added to the list. The facilitator will encourage the participants to think how these assets are contributing to achieving their vision and document the answers for future reference. The facilitator will need to wrap up the discussions through reflecting on the experience and lessons learned from the exercise. Remember to thank the participants.